Hey guys, I just got finished editing the episode with Joni Leigh. You guys are going to love it. But I wanted to give you a heads up. We had so many technical difficulties getting this one going, keeping it going, ending it, start to finish. We just had problems. And it actually started to become pretty funny. So I went ahead and left a lot of it in because just listening to us try and figure it out almost became comical. It was like watching an old Three Stooges episode. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little bit longer than our standard community spotlight, but I hope it gets you guys laughing as hard as Joni and I were laughing while we were trying to figure it all out. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Before anything else happens.
Else happens, yes. Well, that was kind of yesterday with Jennifer. It was like, I think we should just record this because, like, it's just like that's life, right? Like,
I know. Well, and like
Yeah.
it just threw up a thing that said recording quality is higher for both of us. It said that we've got great recording quality, and I don't know how it thinks that because
I don't either.
it's nothing has been working. Nothing has been working.
Right.
And then we
Maybe
finally
us. Maybe we're high quality.
I think that's what it is. Because I was like, okay, I give up. I've used every internet that I have available to me. I'm just going to call like through my Riverside app on my phone. Last ditch effort. I'm just going to try it this way. And so I linked in through that and it was working. And we get, I don't know, 10 minutes in, and then it just started torrential downpouring here for like 10 minutes. It just poured and that's all you could hear. And I was like, that's fine. It's okay. This
Yeah.
is going to sound great. This is going to sound
Well,
wonderful.
that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. I was going to message you because the storms that went through your area the last couple days, we were supposed to get a tail end of that, but we did not. We got
Ugh.
a slight rain this morning, but not really anything major. So,
Ugh,
yeah,
it's a
I know.
doozy.
I
Well,
know.
all
Look,
right. Listen, lady, we're going to do this. It's going to be great. It's going to go live tomorrow. I'm going to make it happen. I'm making it happen.
yeah,
By golly, it's going to be
by
wonderful.
golly, you could do this.
By golly,
You could do hard things.
I can do it. I can. That's really funny because I said that when I was talking to Jennifer today. She was like, "We could do it." I was like, "We could do hard things."
Yes, that is my ultimate saying on this whole RV adventure. Everything I'm like, I can do hard things. I just have to that's why I got a tattoo. I had to
Right?
remember that every time. Yes, yes.
Well, listen,
Yes.
we're going to start. We're starting right now then. We're starting with hard things.
Okay.
Welcome to Learn to RV. I am Tasha. This is Community Spotlight, and I am here with Joni Leigh. And you are in for a treat because I got to meet Joni at the content creator event at the Tampa RV show. And it was just the most beautiful moment of kismet I've ever had in my life. I was probably like one of the last people to go through the lunch line. And I came in and thought, I don't know where I'm going to sit, even though they had given us like little color tags that told us, like, you've got to find a table with this color balloon on it. And I still thought all the places that these tables are going to be taken, like I'm going to be sitting in the floor somewhere. And I walked in and I saw one table with one seat and it was right next to you. And I sat down and I felt very awkward. And then I turned and we said hello. And then it was just the most natural, beautiful conversation I had with anyone like that entire week of my life. And Rosewood and I went to Podfest like 2 days later. And did you stay for any of the RV show, or weren't you just there for like a day and then you were
So,
heading out somewhere
I just
else?
came for that. I just came for that event and I didn't know what was going on because I'm so new to all of this. And I didn't know if I wanted to create, like, I really didn't know where my place was. And so
Yeah.
I found it kind of last minute. And there's a whole nother backstory to it, but I booked it like last minute and found my neighbors who I knew like all of about 5 days in the RV place I was staying. And they watched my dog for me all day. And like, I was like, I'm going to be gone like all day. They're like, Mary's like, it's fine. It's fine. And I made a lifelong friends with them, Mary and Harry, lifelong friends
That's
from that
awesome.
moment on. Like, yes, but I came there not really knowing what to expect. And
Mhm.
I don't know if you know, but when you sat at the table, do you remember what I said to you? You said, I have a blue thing. I'm supposed to sit at a blue table. And I said, well, it's not, but I love people that break rules. So sit down. So that was, I think, like that was the icebreaker.
I was just so glad to have a chair. The lights
Yes.
were dimmed. There was a video getting ready to play.
Yes.
And I was just so late getting through the food line that I was like, is there even going to be food left for me? Like, I just
Right.
don't know
Right.
what I'm getting myself into at this point. And it wasn't even like, I need people to understand, like, yes, late is my forte. Like, I'm always running late somewhere because I'm always thinking in my head, "Oh, no, I can do this." Like, if someone needs something,
Yes.
it's okay. I can make sure that I get that for you before I go do the thing that I have to do for myself. And that's what happened that day. Someone asked me for something and I was like, I absolutely can do that for you and still get to the
And
lunch line on time. And I did not. I did not get to the lunch line on time. But that's okay because it really
yes.
worked out in my favor, and I just felt so blessed. We had the most beautiful conversation, and then whenever lunch was over, I was so disappointed. I was like, "No, I just made a friend." So, okay, so enough about me and my joyful lunch.
Yes.
I am just gonna ask you so many questions, but we're just gonna
Okay.
make it a good, fun conversation.
Awesome.
Joni, you are a kick butt solo woman RVer. And so I applaud you. Yay, you're
Oh,
doing the thing. And
I am
you
doing
and I
the
have
thing.
talked about this. There are women who come up to you and say, I cannot believe that you're doing this. I could never do that. And your response to them is,
Yes, you can. You can do anything you put your mind to. You really can. If I can do it, anyone can do it. I didn't even like camping. If I can do this, anyone can do this. But really, it really is true though. Women, I feel like I think that when they look at everything that involves, and most of the time it's couples, and each of
yeah,
them have their respected things that they're doing, right? Their tasks. Okay, I'm in charge of this and I'm in charge of this. And it's funny because in talking to them, they will say, well, if like I'm in charge of doing this and he's in charge of doing this and he forgets something, he's asking me where it is. And I'm like, well, that's not what I'm in charge of. And I said, well, see, that's really easy for me because I just only blame myself. Like,
uh huh.
there's
There's
nobody
only
else.
one
So
person.
it's
There's
my
one
fault.
person with one
Yeah.
checklist.
Yes, it's my fault all the time.
So,
But,
how did
it's
you? No, sorry, go ahead.
you go. You go.
I was just going to ask, how did you get the gumption about you? What led you to go, this is my path forward. This is what I'm
Passion.
doing. Yeah.
How long do you have?
Oh girl, for you
So it
all
really
day.
was not what's that?
I said for you all day.
Okay. Okay. So I think that what happened was I had a little bit of background. I had started a nonprofit about 15 years ago. And I grew it from out of the back of my car. It was feeding children to feeding thousands of kids every weekend for 14 years. And that was a I can do hard things moment too, because I had no idea what I was doing, but God put it on my heart. And I was like, okay, like if this is what I'm supposed to do and you want me to do it, then you better start bringing me all the resources. And he did. And I think that's the thing is that when we are in ourselves, we do fear it. It is fearful, but you
Yeah.
really can do anything. It's endless possibilities. And so I retired and I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? Because I didn't want to retire into retirement. I wanted to retire to something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I really have a passion for serving women and helping women. And I feel like I have a really backstory of a lot of trauma and a lot of things that have happened to me. And I hope that by telling my story through my podcast, that it's going to enable and help other women. That's what I really want to do. That's what my purpose is. So I found it very hysterical when God put on my heart that I was going to sell everything I own and get an RV, and I was going to travel by myself. And I thought that was hysterical. I was like, okay, well, I have faith. I'll trust you. But how about this? How about I travel and have a driver and I stay in hotels? And it was like, no, you're going to do this in an RV. You're going to do it this way. So I wrestled with this a lot with God, and it wasn't an easy decision because I did not like to camp. I have camped as a child. And I mean, I have a story. This was like God's funny thing to me because I have probably been living the RV life longer than I anticipated because when I was a child, I remember, I think I was in like middle school. We were at a church service one Sunday and they announced that there was a mission trip to Dryden, Ontario. Who wants to go? It's a mission trip. They're going to help repair a church and do VBS. I raised our hand for our family to go and we had no camper. So I signed us up. And then after church, I said to my dad, I was like, well, we got to get a camper. So we bought an Airstream and we went on the missions trip.
Okay, hold on. So how old were you?
I think it's kind of like, remember when you wanted to go on that mission trip? Well, you're going to go on another one.
How old were you when you committed your family?
I can't hear you, hon. Say that again.
How old were you when you committed your family to going to Ontario?
How old was
I'm
I
going to
when I
text
did
you
that?
my question.
I didn't hear what you said.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When we went to Dryden, Ontario, how old was I? I was probably in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I was young, very young. And so my dad found a family in the church that was selling an Airstream and we bought it. So we traveled.
Wow.
So that was from an early age, I guess, that I, just a different season right now, but the same assignment, I just listen and have faith and trust and
Yeah. Okay. This is what I'm going to try. Yes, you can.
But I can't
This
hear
is
you.
what I'm going to
That's
try.
the hard thing I need to do.
That's the hard thing. So this is what I'm going to try and do. Hold on. I'm going to do, hey, Joni, can you see this chat? Hold on. Can you see my chat? We may interview
yes,
via
I can.
chat. So,
well,
I
can hear you now, but like,
okay.
Okay.
Ask my question out loud. If this happens again, I'll ask my question out loud and then I'll type it. I'll like pause and I'll type it to you and you can answer. And then I will just edit out the length of time.
If I don't start answering right away, that means I didn't hear it then.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds great. We're going to make this work. Like nothing's going to stop
us. Girl, I'm here.
Okay. So you're this precocious middle schooler saying we're going. So you have always had it in you. Like that I'm taking it on. I'm taking on the road. We're going has been in you didn't even know it, but it has been in your bones since you were itty bitty. So now you're an adult. What does camping solo look like for you? How does going campsite to campsite look for you as a solo RVer? What does that time get split up doing?
Well, so I have been kind of in a transition phase. So the way I thought it was going to look is not how it looks at all because I'm not just out here vacationing, right? I am starting a podcast. I'm writing a book. I am building a brand. I am doing all the things. And so that's a lot of preparation, from the podcast end. I mean, just even doing that one thing, it takes a lot of time. And I applaud you because there's so many hard things to overcome on the road. And I'm not just speaking of your daily life stuff, but then when you try to do this on top of it, you have weather conditions, you have no internet connection, you have all the things that you have to put a fireman hat on and fix, right? So I applaud you because I get it. So what I thought it was going to look like, it has not looked like that at all, but that's okay. And I'm okay with that. I was in a season in Tennessee and I really didn't know why I was there for so long. Now I do, because it was a rest period. It was a healing period. It was a healing time for me to kind of start getting everything all together. And then I traveled to Florida, and that was another season I needed to kind of have time to myself. And then I lost my dog. And then now it's another season that I'm in. So it doesn't look how I thought it would look, but it's great. It's great what it is.
So it's not how you thought it would look, but it's what you need. It's unfolding how you need it to.
You're frozen. I don't know where you are, but you're frozen. I don't know where you are. It's telling me that, hold on a second.
This is just the weirdest. I do not know what is going on with Riverside, but it is
This is
making
what
my
has been
head
going
spin.
on all day. I'm telling you. I'm like, I was so frustrated this afternoon. I had to literally just go outside because I was so frustrated. You're frozen again. Let me see if I can open the chat. No, see, it's taking me back to some.
This is so weird.
I can't get back to the chat. I don't know where that.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Okay, wait, I'm back. Okay.
So
that's
shows us-
wonderful. They're editing they're updating their editing software.
Yeah, which will be great when it's all edited. When they're done editing, it'll be great. But in the meantime,
the editing. Yes.
we're going to
Right.
make it work. My question for you is, and what I said was, it's not going, I'm gone already. Joni, tell me about your podcast.
There we go. Okay.
Tell me about your podcast.
So my podcast is called Big Talk at the Table. It is a chance for mostly women. I mean, it's for anyone, but I would say mostly women. It's for women who kind of feel like they don't know where they're at in their life, and they might feel stuck, and they might feel like, I'm kind of in my 40s or my 50s, my 60s, and life has kind of happened, and I had a role and I had a title, and maybe I'm in retirement now, or maybe I don't know what else it is that I want to do. Your kids are maybe getting ready to finish school, or you're an empty nester, and you're just kind of like, what's next for me? Like, is this it? That's what Big Talk at the Table is for. It is bringing together stories of people that I've met on the road, people who have found their soul purpose, who are living their life, and who have things to offer other women in support and community.
I love that.
So it's a chance to talk really big talk at a table. And the table is, our table is it's a metaphor so much, because the table, if you think about it, is where everybody sits around to have family dinners, big dinners. And what happens at those? It's usually big talk. You're getting into big, deep conversations. And so I'm really worried because you're gone now, but okay. It says it's still recording, so I'm just going to keep talking. I'm not a small talk girl. I don't like small talk. I don't like going to big groups where I have to speed date women and really you don't find out much about them. And so it's really a chance to kind of have a one-on-one conversation with some amazing people that I meet, and being able to kind of introduce them to everyone who's in my audience. I don't think you're here. This is the craziest thing. So I now have taken over the Learn to RV podcast. They literally have left the building and they left it all to me. So what do you guys want to talk about? Let's see. What would be the next question that Tasha would ask me? Tell me your funniest story on the road so far. And I would have to tell you that it has been, not funny, but it was my most probably I can do hard things story, which was I drove from Florida to Georgia, and I stopped at a Driftwood Beach, Jekyll Island. Beautiful place to stop. If you haven't been there and you're in the area, for sure go check it out. It's amazing. And from there, kind of came back up into Georgia, and I'm driving along, and all of a sudden I see this humongous bridge, right? And it's windy. It's Easter Sunday, and this is like, I'm driving and I am like white knuckling the RV, and I don't know how tall the bridge is or anything about this bridge, because it just kind of came up. And then I got halfway up the bridge and it said do not stop, no stopping on the bridge. And I was like, I am not stopping. I just want to get over this thing. And after I made it over, I looked up the bridge, and it is the tallest bridge in Georgia. And to me, it is taller than the Mackinac Bridge. I'm from Michigan. So I was like, if I can do that bridge, baby, I can do anything. So that was probably my most fearful moment. But yet I'm kind of glad I didn't know it was coming, because then I was just in the moment and I just had to do it. And I just was like, I can do hard things, and I did it. And so can you. I don't know. This is the craziest interview I've ever had. I know I'm still on. Do you want me to get off? I've been talking though. So I'm telling you, this is the most craziest interview I think I've ever had. But I have to tell you, this is fun technical stuff on the road that you get to deal with. And when you don't have a crew of like technical people who get to like help you do all the things, and you're the fireman, you just got to keep putting on your hat till you like figure it out, right? So we'll see what happens here in a minute. Okay, so hold on, I'm going to see if she wants me to stay. Do you want me to stay in? Oh, the joys of RV life, huh? Podcast life, really, though. It's not RV life. Well, both. Let me see. Want me to ask myself another question? Let's see. I love beaches. I'm trying to get to all the beaches I can. And I love sunrises and sunsets. So I'm trying to chase as many of those as I possibly can. Let me see what else we want to talk about. So so you have to listen to the whole thing that just happened, because you like just disappeared.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, she's not here anymore. I'm like, so I've taken over the podcast. And I'm like, so like they left me in charge. So I was like, so what question do you think? What do you want to know? And then I was like, well, let me think about a question she would ask me next. And then I was like interviewing myself. I think it's whatever's going on today in Riverside. I don't know. I mean,
You know what?
all my stuff is exactly the same.
I say we continue on, and I will see what I can do in post. I think it's okay, because it's the message that matters. It's the message that matters. So, Joni,
I know. I hope people will listen. I hope people will listen, because it's a hot mess. This message is a hot mess.
you're not echoing anymore, so I don't know what just happened, but just now you weren't echoing. I love that. So, okay, I'm going to go back a little bit, because
Okay.
I feel like I need to reset. So little precocious Joni was like, let's go to Ontario. Mom, Dad, let's buy a camper. And you guys got an Airstream and you went. Did you guys do any like family camping after Ontario? Was that like a part of your childhood?
Yes. Yes, it was. So we did family camp, which I liked. We camped every year in a church campground. And so it was not just our church, but it was like multiple churches came. I loved that. And I went to camp, not in a camper, but I went to camp too. And then as I grew older, I think what happened honestly was having kids and camping is not as fun as just camping on your own.
Right?
It's a lot of work. And
It
I
is.
think that to me, it was like I was working and I was looking for a vacay, like I wanted a relaxing weekend. And like when the kids were really young, that wasn't relaxing for me. Like you're cooking and you're doing this and you're doing that. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And so
Making
I
sure
think
everybody's
that's
got their life vests on.
Yes. I think I need one on right now. But like, I feel like that's kind of maybe when I fell out of love with camping. Like, and I don't know if I was ever in love with it, but I liked it at least, and I liked the adventure. I did like that a lot, and I loved the community. That was one thing I remember even back when I got my parents to go on that first missionary trip. It was about community. And that's what I loved. And I love that now. I really do. Every place I have gone, I will tell you, RV life and RV living has the most amazing community of people that I have ever met.
Yeah, it really does. Now that you're on the road and you are starting your podcast, I know that I am jumping around a lot, and I blame, electronics.
Absolutely.
But you are starting your podcast, and it comes out May 11th, first episode.
Yes.
Right? May 11th.
Yes.
Big talk at the big table.
Big talk at the table. It's
Big
not a
talk at
big
the
table. I'm
table.
in an RV.
Listen,
I'm even
maybe
lucky I got a table in here.
may, maybe it's gonna have to be a big table to hold all of the like weight of the conversation, you know? Like you can't just have some wimpy table holding some of
No,
that
that's true.
conversation up. Okay,
But
so big talk at the table with Joni Leigh. So is it going to be like a rotating list of people coming
yeah,
in every
yes.
week, or are you going to have like standard guests that will come in
So
a
I'm
lot?
gonna have um I'm gonna have rotating guests.
Hmm.
My thing is that I want to interview, like, I've met some amazing people on the road. I've also met some amazing people just in my life that I want to
Yeah,
share with everyone, and their
yeah,
stories and our conversations that we've had. And, like their courage. I mean, I'm not the only one that has courage,
right.
everybody has it too. And so when I find somebody that is doing something that I feel is like extraordinary, I want to highlight that because I think
Yeah,
it would help other people to know that you have it in you too. You just got to look for it. It's there.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I love that. That's been my favorite part about podcasting has been being able to share other people's stories. I know that, specifically I'm on Learn to RV, and so there's a lot of like, let us tell you about water filters and why they're important. Um, but my heart is really being able to show people that, this lifestyle is available. If this is
Hmm.
something that you want to do, it's achievable. It's
Hmm.
not something that has to be put off. It's not something that has to be scary or something that you have to wait for. And I love your heart for women, and kind of reaching out and ministering to women. Um, I I think for me and my personal experiences, it was always that as a woman, I had a very designated place to be in life and a very
Hmm.
designated role to fill. And so this um, urge to go and this urge to explore was often tampered by other people in my life who were like, that's crazy. You're setting your family up for failure. What are you doing to your children? What are you doing to your marriage? But it wasn't until we actually hit the road that I feel like Matt and I hit a rhythm, if you will, is actually true to who we are.
Hmm.
Um, and
Yes.
I'm so proud of that moment, but I'm also so sad that it took so long to get there. And I wish that I had been, I guess, brave enough and had had that courage to step into that ownness sooner. And so I love the idea of being able to share stories to let people know, like, if that's where your heart is, wherever your heart is leading you, whatever that call is on your heart, there is a value in listening to that call and not letting someone else
Absolutely.
tell you if that call is right or
Absolutely.
not.
Absolutely. Because not everybody has the same call, right?
Yes. Yep.
And or at the same time. I know you say I wish it would have happened sooner, but I do have to tell you that, I mean, I'm later in life doing this, but I also felt that I'm at a time in my life where I can still do things by myself. I can still go. And I wanted to do it while I could experience RV life for what
Yeah.
it was and like
Yeah.
what it is. And like, it gives me stories. I mean, I'm able to be out. I'm able to adventure. I'm able to explore. I've met so many wonderful people, and the places that I have been incredible
Yeah.
already. And the conversations,
Yeah.
and that's what I was looking for. Um, that's what I was looking for sure. But the way that I thought it was going to happen didn't happen the way that I thought it was going to happen. But that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Because it was the way that you needed it to happen. So it,
Well,
it
and
came
it's
around
yes, and it's
anyway.
also
Yeah.
right, and it's the season. I mean, this is the season for this in my life, and I'm okay with
Mm-hmm.
that. And,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have worked out earlier. Yes, I had the same thing happen to me. I had a lot of people, it's almost like if you want to do something like this, you're better off not telling anybody,
Right.
honestly. You're better off just doing it,
Just keep it to
because
yourself.
when you start telling everybody, everybody starts putting their own conditions on it for you,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And
Yep.
so you're better off just like doing the research, don't tell anybody, and then just go do it.
Yep.
So if they're going to think you're crazy, you'll already be doing it and you'll be crazy. So,
Yes. Yes. Be better to be like already in motion and be crazy than be
well, and
standing
the other thing,
still.
yes, and the other thing too is I think that we wait for the perfect conditions, right? We wait
Mm,
until, I mean, that's not just an RV living or kidding the road. I mean, I'm in so many groups and I see so many people say like, I'm waiting for the perfect time. Like what? And there is no perfect time.
there isn't. There really isn't.
No.
And if there was, how would you know? There's no way to
Right.
know when that perfect time would be. We are
Right.
not orchestrators of time. So
No. No. And
let's
I
talk
guess one
about,
thing that,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I was
No, I
just
was
going to
just
say,
going to say, I think
go ahead.
I was just going to say that I think one thing that surprised me about RV life that um, coming into this, I thought for sure, like, this is going to teach me about travel. That's honestly
Hmm.
like, I was like, okay, like, I'm going to learn so much about travel. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it has taught me more about myself
Yeah.
than travel.
I think for me, and
So,
Jen and I were talking about this a little bit earlier today. Um, we were talking about friendship on the road. And um, I
mhm,
had mentioned that how valuable I think it is to make friends with people who are outside of you and your standards. That if we all were friends with people who looked exactly like us, thought exactly like us, there would be no value in that. We would just be having our own thoughts and our own conversations come back to us, tenfold. And what good is that in there? I think that we are on this earth to learn from one another and to help each other grow um and to see the beauty in that and to experience that. And so for me in the travel, one of the things that has really been beautiful has been um, in getting to go to the different places, in getting to see the different things and meet the different people. I have learned more about myself through those people and places than I would have if I had stayed still. In the way that those things have touched me, in the way that even just in the way that like I physically felt my body react to things, I learned so much about myself, um,
mhm.
what I could do, what I couldn't do, just pushing myself to new limits. And that I I wanted to go out and I wanted to see the world and I wanted to, there were so many places in this country and there are still so many places in this country that I haven't been. But that has been the kind of most beautiful surprise has been how much exploring of myself there has been and not just of
I think
the places that we've been.
of this travel. And I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I found to be like the most like rewarding has been how I have literally been taken out of an environment that I was in a community
Mhm.
that I was engrossed in and
Mhm.
plucked by myself into somewhere where I know nobody.
Mhm.
And how it's giving me time, number one, to heal, to do some like work on myself. And then number two, to really have time to really figure out like who I am. And like, oh yeah, I don't like that. Like, no,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yep.
Or yes,
Yep.
I do like that. I'm really gonna go do that again. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Before all of our technical situations, you were talking about the table. Do you want to share a little bit about why being at the table is so important to you for your podcast and for kind of the conversations that you're going to be having?
So one thing I want to say is it sounds like it's like you even mentioned like a heavy table because we are going to be talking about a lot of like really meaningful stuff. But I'm going to tell you, we're going to have a lot of fun too because I like to laugh and I like to have a good time. So,
Yes.
but I think that the reason I came up with the name of it is because in my life in the nonprofit world, I had to be at so many events and so many things and so much small talk. And it's
Mm.
fine because that's what it is, right? You only have
Uh-huh.
a limited amount of time and you're in a group with so many people and you have to kind of mingle and meet and like, and so you're like speed dating with people, right? And you don't
Right?
really get to know them. So I've done small talk for 14 years
Hmm.
and I don't like that. I would rather sit one on one with somebody and have like a really good conversation with them and learn about them
Yeah.
and walk away feeling like enlightened, growth, something. And so I tend to keep, I like to meet people, but I like to do one on one or I like to Zoom or I like to talk like this
Yeah.
rather than text. And so that's what the table is. The table really is, it's non-threatening. It's open to anybody. It's like, remember when you were in school and you'd go through the cafeteria line? Remember that like pit in your stomach? If you didn't have somebody that you knew you were going to sit with at lunch, you
Yep.
literally had your pizza and a pit in your stomach.
Yes.
And you didn't want to be that girl that had nowhere to
Hmm.
sit or go sit by yourself.
We moved so much. I am so familiar with that feeling.
Yeah. And so
Hmm.
it really is opening up the table for anyone to join. Anyone is welcome. And, I think that that's what we need more in the society. I think we need women
Yeah.
uplifting women instead of meeting to tear each other down and gossip. And, I mean, think about the world that we could live in. I mean, women are powerful, man. If you
Yeah.
got us like all like directed the right way, but it's really what it's about is that I don't want any woman to think that they're out there, that they're not worthy, that they're not enough, that they don't belong. Social media puts out so much of FOMO. Everybody has it, and
Hmm.
I really want people to understand like that's not real life at all. And, I want the podcast to be a community. So I started a community called The Hive. And the
Hmm.
reason I started that because bees are such fascinating, they're just amazing. And a bee knows its purpose when it's born. A bee
Yep.
knows. A bee is a queen, she's a queen. If you're a worker bee, you're the worker bee. And so I feel like, boy, if we knew what our sole purpose was when we were born, how our life would be like so just amazing. But God
Yeah.
made it so that we don't always know that. And we have to go through trials and things. And that makes us grow. And that makes us almost kind of develop into what our sole purpose is. And the high the community. And that's what I want. I want women. I want anyone like uplifting each other. Let's celebrate wins together. Let's like high five each other on the little things that, hey, we got the podcast working. Woohoo! Like, I mean, but it is the little thing, right? I mean, how exciting that we're gonna get to finish this, right? So
I'm
it's
excited.
about that.
Oh, heavens to
And I
Betsy.
really hope I can encourage, inspire, and, let people know they're not alone. Everybody's going through stuff and nobody's life is perfect on social media. And we're just
Hmm.
here to kind of figure our way through this thing called life. And I want to do it with a bunch of awesome women. That's what I want to do.
Well, I love that idea of just being able to welcome every woman that you meet and just invite her to bring her chair up to the table. And that it's
Hmm.
not, the way that you are approaching it is that it's not a chair that is even already pre-selected for her. She gets to bring the chair that is hers, that is made for her, that is fits right for her, that she she brings her own chair, she brings herself to the table and gets to be herself
Yes.
at that table, and that is really beautiful too. Just when you're creating that community. So I am so excited for your podcast to start. I was excited when I sat down next to you and you started talking to me about your vision, and um, I just cannot wait to listen. So I know that we're starting to run long. I'm going to ask you three questions, kind of fast questions to get through. One that has absolutely nothing to do with what you're getting ready to do, and then two that actually do have something to do with your podcast and what you're getting ready to do. But so far on your travels, where has been your favorite place that you have visited?
So you're going to have to watch the video back because I have a funny story in there.
Dude,
It's
did
not,
you tell this whenever I
it's not
got
my favorite
out?
place. No. Yes, I told a story, but it wasn't my favorite place. It was my scariest moment. And I did tell it because I
Okay.
interviewed myself. But it was my scary moment. But my favorite place so far, that's really hard to answer that because I have to tell you, I have liked every place that I have gone for a different reason. And it's
Yeah.
been a different part of my journey. And I can look back and see why I was where I was. But really, over the winter, I was down in Punta Gorda, Florida, and I got to winter at Southern Sands. If you go there, it's an amazing place. It is definitely like it's a 55 and older community.
Mm-hmm.
I had not planned on going there. I did love it though. And the only reason, one of my favorite highlights of it is that I met my neighbors next door, Mary and Harry, and they have become instant friends. Like I've known them forever. I'm going on a cruise with them in a month.
That's awesome. Where are you guys
that
going?
to me, we are going out of Philadelphia because they live in Delaware. So I'm going to get to go to their house and I'm going to get to experience Delaware and kind of check it out. And then we're leaving out of Philly and we're going to Bermuda and then down to Charleston and then back for 7 days. So
That
but
sounds
you know what?
wonderful.
The one thing was that I want to tell you is, so, you're asking, but Mary said something to me after we left and she said, you came into my life at a time where I didn't even know that I needed a friend. She said, I just I didn't know how much you have impacted my life. And that made me tear up and cry because I was just looking at it from my perspective, and we don't always think about the other person, right? And so it's just that was probably, I mean, for sure that's my favorite place so far, but I've had some amazing places that I've been to and I can't wait to keep checking them out.
For everyone who wants to catch you on May 11th, where are they going to be able to sit down and grab a spot at the table with Joni?
So I have a YouTube channel. It's called Joni Leigh Official.
Okay.
They can join there. They can go to my website, jonileigh.com. They can access everything there as far as the YouTube. It'll also be uploaded to Spotify or anywhere that they listen to podcasts at. And so with the Lord willing, and I do it all right.
Listen, you are doing great. The fact that you were able to self-interview yourself today shows that this is already old hat to you. You're going to do great.
No, it's, it's just I'm starting something new and it's always that, how's it going to go? And well, you know what? It's just going to go and we'll make it work. But I think that
I was just going to tell you that podcasts that last past their 10th episode are in the top 20th percent of all podcasts that have ever been released because so many drop off. So you just have to make it to number 11.
11? Oh, that's my favorite number too. So I will.
And that ties in. I mean, May 11.
Yes.
Well, I love it.
It might have been planned. It might have been planned that way. It's my mom's birthday that day also.
I love that. That is incredible.
Yes. You'll hear a little bit of that story on the podcast.
Good. I'm really excited to hear all about it. Is there anything that you want to share? Because I know that we have had just a real heck of a time today, but we've not talked about anything I thought we were going to talk about. So is there anything that you wanted to talk about today that we didn't get a chance to talk about that you'd like to touch on before we sign off?
We talked about everything I think I wanted to talk about. I guess the one thing I just wanted to kind of reiterate again is that to the women that are listening to this podcast and they're thinking I could never drive that RV. I could never do that. I could never do small steps. Just do something small. Maybe drive the RV in the parking lot and just get used to driving it because you can do it. You just need to take things small and work into it, but your confidence will catch up to you. You just have to take that first step.
I love that. Confidence will catch up to you. That's such a
Mhm.
good one. Such a good one.
It does.
Well, Joni, I think you're the bee's knees. I think that you are fantastic.
Well, I think you
I
are too.
I'm so happy that we were able to make this happen in whatever little disjointed way it wanted to happen today. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and thank you for being a part of our community and joining us around the campfire. It's been a pleasure speaking with you this evening, and I cannot wait to see all of the amazing things that you're going to do through just all of the work that you've got ahead of you. It's, I know it's going to be
Well,
beautiful. It's going to be great.
thank you. And I have enjoyed being with you guys and, being able to share. Thank you for sharing my story and thinking that my story is worth sharing, because that's what I want to do for other women. So I applaud
Yeah.
you. And I want to thank you for what you do for the RV world, because, hey, everybody needs to know about black tanks and stuff that's really not that exciting.
You know,
So,
they need to know about it before it becomes exciting.
yes, that is very true. Very, very true. Sometimes, it's not fun talking about those things, but it's
Right.
definitely needed. So thank you for being in the community and sharing that with everybody, because it's much needed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, from all of us at Learn to RV, the podcast, we thank you for joining us today. Get over to Joni's channel and like and share and subscribe and get her podcast out. Big Talks at the Table with Joni Leigh. May 11th is the day, so you want to get there ahead of time so that you don't miss any of the notifications, and get into the hive so that you can catch all the buzz and not ever miss any of it. We love Joni, and I know that you're going to love her too. So catch you guys around the campfire next week.